Welcome to A Shot of Ag. I'm your host, Rob Sharkey. If you're going to farm, a lot of times you have to diversify. Our next guests have become masters at it. We're going to be talking with Marci and Sean Myers. How you guys doing?
Good.
Yeah. You're from Kirkwood?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
For the people in Peoria, where is that?
10 miles west of Monmouth, Illinois, just past Galesburg.
Gotcha. Is that where you're from originally?
No, originally I was actually from a little town over here by Peoria, Laura, Illinois. Grew up on a hog farm. Went to school at Princeville, so a lot of the listeners will know that area. Mm-hmm. And then when my grandpa retired, we moved back to the home farm when I was in high school. So I lived over there for 2 years. Before then I went to college and then moved away to earn some money to come back farming.
Yeah, where you, Texas?
Yep, Dallas, Texas for Texas Instruments.
What were you doing there?
I was an equipment engineer.
Okay, so it seems like you're being a little, sidestep or like building bombs or something.
Computer chips. I was one of the guys that worked in the clean room and wore a bunny suit. All you could see is eyeballs of everybody, so you knew the shape of everybody. You didn't know what they looked like outside of the building, but you knew what their eyeballs looked like.
So random. How about you, Marci? Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Kansas.
Kansas?
Right along the Oklahoma border.
Okay. How'd you two meet?
We met actually in Texas. I worked for Texas Instruments as well. So.
Oh, did your eyeballs meet?
Yeah. Well, no, it was more her shape in the bunny suit.
Did you meet at work?
We did. Yeah.
Okay. Love at first sight?
No, after the first pack of gum.
After the first pack of gum.
That's how I kind of introduced myself at Christmas one time. I gave her a pack of Hubba Bubba for Christmas, and that broke the ice.
That's an underrated gum.
It is.
Yeah. Do they still make it?
Yes, they do.
Oh, okay.
The shrinkflation has hit it, though. The pieces are smaller and the...
Oh, that's bull.
Yep.
That was a great thing about that gum because they were like a wad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. I'll let it go. So you guys fall in love. You get married. Tell me how you made your way back to the farm.
We've always... at the very beginning, I told her, I said, I'm planning on going back to the farm someday. Mm-hmm. And I was trying to save up money. And I kept pushing my dad off, and then he finally said, I'm either going to start selling things or you need to come back.
Ready to retire.
So, we made the decision, pulled the trigger, and moved home.
And Marci, you're okay with that?
I was okay with it.
Well, a lot of times, like a non-farming spouse will come onto a farm, and there is an adjustment period.
There was.
Yeah.
There was. I was raised in Kansas and then Texas, and everybody is a little different here, but they're so sweet. So it took me a while to get used to the maybe I don't know. You can cut that out.
You almost said bless our hearts.
Oh, I almost
did. So what kind of farm did you come back to?
Corn, soybeans, and cattle.
Okay, so kind of a typical I-State farm.
Yep.
And at what point do you guys look at each other and go, belted cow orchard is the way we need to go?
In Texas, we had kind of a hobby farm there just because I didn't like being in the city all day. So I started a little backyard 20-acre farm, and when I was looking at cattle, everybody's got black Angus cattle.
Yeah.
So I wanted something a little different, so we picked the ones with the white belt around their belly. Mm-hmm. So we started a little herd down there and then shipped them back here when we decided to move here. So that's where the belted cows come from. And then had an apple orchard in the area that went out of business, and they took out their trees. So that's when Marci decided she wanted to plant some apple trees.
Just because the competition left?
No, I mean, well, that there was a hole in the market there, but also, I had gone to school and got my degree in teaching and decided that wasn't for me, and then when that happened with the other orchard and everyone missed that, wonderful apples and cider, I asked him if he'd jump in with me and plant some trees, and he did.
So you were pushing as much as he was.
Oh yeah, I really.
I was just tag along. She was her idea.
It was.
And at first, I didn't know what we were going to do, how we were going to plant them. I would have just put them in the ground, and he, has a farm background, wanted everything, straight and and so, it was a good combination of the two of us that it ended up the way.
I kind of wish I could have seen her orchard.
Oh, it would have been great. Hard to mow, probably, but.
Okay, so you get, it takes a couple years, right, before.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. How long does it take before you get apples?
So our orchard is a dwarf orchard. So all of our trees, 4 to 7 years. And so we had our first harvest in 2019, a very small one. And then it's just been rolling, since then. We try to plant about 1,000 trees every year.
Oh, really?
To keep it growing. And
wow.
So we're going to actually, when we get home, we're going to plant another. How many do we have this year to plant?
We only got 800 coming this year.
800 this year.
Do you have like the pull behind planter, or are you just digging them all?
Just dig them all. I mean, just the way you do with what you got.
1,000 trees, just dig them, no problem. So the dwarf trees, do you need a ladder to pick them?
No. If I'm doing my job when I'm pruning the trees, you don't need a ladder. I mean, they don't get much taller than 5.5, 6 feet, and they're all on a trellis. They need the support since they have a small rootstock. We have a 4-wire trellis that holds them up, and they don't get too tall.
Okay. Well, how'd you guys learn all this?
Oh my, we did so much research, online. We visited every orchard we came across. We went to all over Iowa, all over Illinois. We talked to anyone that would talk to us, and thank goodness people were great about helping us out.
It doesn't get boring hanging out with her because she's taking me somewhere to learn on apples all the time. Get to go to Grand Rapids, Michigan every winter.
Yeah.
And Springfield's got a good apple expo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I was going to ask that question about your belted cows. They were in Texas and you brought them to Illinois. They had no problem with that?
Oh, no. The breed originated in South Dakota. In the 60s and 70s, they established it. 80s, they registered it. And there's actually a bunch of them in the Wisconsin, northern Illinois range area. Okay. A lot of old dairies that went out, they transitioned the belted cow, the Bulingos.
Okay. So when you say you have an orchard here in central Illinois, people will think about that person that has, the 100 trees, and you go there and you buy a bushel of apples, and then they'll think of like Tanner's. Mm-hmm. Where do you guys fall?
I would say we're mid-range to a little lower. We're growing. Mm-hmm. We built the cider barn here last summer, so we're doing our own cider now. We've had a used playground for a year and a half now, and I haven't got it in yet, but it's a school took it out, so it's a nice big playground.
Oh, yeah.
So hopefully this fall, if anybody comes out to the orchard, the kids can play on a playground. Mm-hmm. I don't think I ever want to get to the Tanner's level. Mm-hmm. That's you have to deal with too many employees that way.
They're
a wonderful orchard, but they're way bigger than they have a bigger market than we'll ever have where we're at. So.
Okay. Do you have goats? Because everybody wants to feed the goats.
No, we do not have goats.
I think you should get goats. They pay $1 so that they can pay for the feed to feed your goats.
But they don't have to keep them in or anything. They'd have to pay me more than $1 to have goats because those things get out everywhere.
Well, who cares? Neighbors will bring them back. All right, tell me about the cider press. Or you get one of those at Walmart?
Ooh.
No, we had to go to Austria to get that.
Austria.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Austria.
Yep. Okay. It was a pretty long process, researching. There's 3 or 4 different types of cider presses. Mm-hmm. We went with a continuous belt press. We tried to get something that will scale up with our building.
I don't know what is that, the continual belt? Explain that.
A continuous flow of apples and cider. It never stops. So once you get the process of the apples going, you inspect them. They go through a washer, they go up through a masher, it comes out, it goes straight into the belt press, and 2 people can run the whole line, but usually we have 3 or 4 there just to help out. But then as it goes through the belt press, the belts go through pulleys, and when it goes through there, it squishes it, and the cider runs out, and then the mash goes out at the end into a hopper. So it's a continuous process where like a squeeze box or something.
Yeah, that's what I've. Yeah. So you're not. It's not a batch.
Nope.
Okay. Okay. And that's. I don't even know how you start to research cider presses.
Well, Google knows everything.
Well, and again, we had, peers that we went and pressed cider with some of our friends and saw which ones they use, and they were great to help us. So,
Okay.
Other orchards.
Do you have to pasteurize that?
Yes.
do.
Nowadays, you can not pasteurize if you sell it on premises.
Yeah.
But we pasteurize everything. We do a high temperature, short time pasteurization, and that keeps most of the flavor and stuff. It just brings it up to a certain temperature to get rid of all the pathogens,
Yeah.
but then it brings it right back down again.
So since it's not at a high temperature very long, it doesn't change the taste.
Yeah.
So we're really happy with it.
We're filming this on March 13th, so that's frozen, isn't
Yep,
it?
yep.
It is.
Yeah. It's got a little liquid in there.
We did our last pressing December 15th or so, and so we kept some for, we do in the store we do an apple cider slush all summer, and so it's been really nice to have
Can I open
our
it?
own cider. Of course
Sure.
you can.
Really?
Yeah.
It's going to be cold.
It's going to be real cold.
Gonna have brain freeze.
What do you think? I mean,
Actually, there is a little. Okay, it's really good.
well, thank you.
Yeah, it's very good. I've drank all the liquid out of it, but no, that's fantastic. I mean, okay. We've had some apple cider that is not good. Yeah. How do you learn? Because that's as good as it gets.
Well, thank you. Again, friends, they've told us, kind of, they don't, no one really has here's the recipe, here are which apples to use. But when we did our research years and years ago, when we were planting trees, we had cider kind of in mind. So we planted a lot of Jonathan apples, a lot of, Golden Delicious. So we had a little bit of tart, a little bit of sweet. So, when you make that mix, and you actually, they say if you wouldn't put an apple in that you wouldn't eat don't put it into the cider, if you wouldn't eat it. So we only put in the.
Really? Because
Yeah.
honestly, I thought that kind of what it was.
Well,
you sold the good ones, you mash the other ones.
You might mash some, might be considered ugly fruit, but it wouldn't
Yeah.
be something that, would be moldy or anything like that. You put in good apples, you're going to get wonderful cider.
And when I said it's not boring around here, it was serious because we went to big bottling places with had the same brand of press we got, but we got a little smaller one, like in Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
We've been to the big apple orchards in St. Louis. Then we've been also to little ones in Iowa City and all the place, just picking anybody's brain that would tell us,
Yeah.
give us ideas, suggestions, kind of went together from there.
Did you ever make that apple jack with it?
Have not yet.
Not yet.
Why are you winking at me?
This TV, I was told not to spill any secrets.
Okay, the store though, it's more than just the cider. What all you selling?
So the store, so we're unique in that we're year round. We in the wintertime, I make donuts every day, and we have a coffee shop, and we
Do you
do
make donuts every day?
Yep, every day that we're open. I get up early and go in and make donuts.
Can you grab those? I left them. Yeah, I left them over at your table, camera guys. You have to get up at what time to start making donuts?
About three in the morning, and on a Saturday even earlier. So just it takes a little while.
It was. You might be too young, but there used to be a Dunkin' Donut commercial. Time to make the
remember.
donuts.
Yeah.
All right. I just want the top box. I just want to show off what they look like. All right. Holy cow! Look at that. You got the Simpson donuts.
Yep.
You got what are these?
That's this is an apple cider donut. So
Oh.
and then blueberry and then a glazed and
Here you go. You can get rewarded for getting me the donuts. All right. I know they just look good, don't they?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Those They smell good. I'm not going to eat one right now, but they smell fantastic. Oh, you got the thumbs up. They're good.
They're fresh. That's what makes them good.
And you make those every day?
I do.
Okay, that's impressive.
Well,
And are they all sold there, or do you take them?
nope, they're all sold there. We're so fortunate. You know, we live in the country, but we have a lot of people that will come through and get their morning coffee and donuts, and they'll drive quite a little ways to come to us. So.
Do you have like a place they sit down and?
We don't.
Like a liar's table? I don't know if you want that. All the old farmers.
We thought about it in the very beginning, but when we built the place, we thought we had plenty of space to leave room for a couple tables, and it just filled up really fast.
You'll get these old farmers that are worth millions, and they'll come in there and they'll complain that you're charging a nickel for a cup of coffee.
True.
I can't wait to get to that level. So you sell the meat too?
We do. That's Bulango beef, and
so this is what you're raising.
it is.
Yep, that's a sirloin tip roast. So that's a roast even. It's not even a steak.
Oh, wow. Okay, but you're supposed to raise the cattle and then send them off to the market and let some middleman take a bunch of money instead of you doing it. Why are you doing it this way?
Just because we know the process, that what that cow has experienced its whole life, what it's been fed.
Yeah.
I try not to go the full hippie on everything, but I like to keep things logical.
Why'd you just bump him when he said hippie?
I do it all the time.
And this is yours?
Yep, those
That's
are
ours.
meat sticks.
Man, you do everything, don't you? So is it like grass-fed, organic? I don't know.
They eat grass all the time,
Yeah.
but they're finished on corn.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Grain finished.
Honestly, I've got no problem with grass-fed as long as they're finished on corn.
Yeah.
Yep.
We get people that come in all the time, and they really do want to know where their beef comes from, and if
Yeah.
they go to the store, they don't always know, and once they have it, they come back. They really like it.
Emily had all this stuff. Anyway, do you make these?
No, I don't make
Okay.
those. No,
That's
but we
stuff
sell
you
a lot
bring
of repackaged candies, and we do so since we are out in the country, we do a lot of. We try to have gifty stuff for people that come by and need a gift, and there's not a store
Yeah.
anywhere near, and so we also do snacks and things like that. So that's
For
where the candy
local
comes in.
artists, is that right?
Local photographer that does a
Oh, that's a-
wonderful job,
Oh, that is a picture. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's cool.
and
And then
we carry her prints, and then
What is this?
those I couldn't find a belted cow anywhere in a plush, and so I had to have those made, and to get one I had to get 2,000. So I joke that my herd is way bigger than
You got 2,000 of these?
I did.
Little Oreo steer? Yeah.
We sell quite a few, so
I bet you do.
Yeah,
But you do bring in stuff from other places that you don't.
we do.
Yeah.
Just something, we try to find things that we love that we think our customers will love. And then local, we try to support as many. We've got so many talented people around us. The little lady that makes the beef tallow
Oh, this
lotion.
is all popular now.
Oh my
isn't it?
goodness!
Yeah.
Because that beef tallow is so close to the same nutrients in your own skin, it soaks in. Oh,
I've never put it on.
it's
Where are you
it's
supposed
wonderful.
to put it?
Well,
If you like skin a deer, it's like your hands are amazing for that.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm guessing I don't know what I'm doing. Yes.
and then and then we've got a soy candle lady that makes some soy candles. She made one for us that says it
Oh, that's not it. Here we go.
smells like a trip to the belted cow. She put the labels on
What
there.
does that mean? There you
You'll
go.
have to.
Okay. Your cows are eating something nice, I gotta say. And you got the merch,
Yeah.
the gear in that. All right.
Yep.
What's this?
That's a honey butter that we have made for us.
Oh my gosh.
You gotta taste. It's really good. And then I forgot to mention we roast our own coffee. So we
Yeah, where did that come in? I get all the meat and the stuff, but now coffee, that's not local.
just like the donuts. I mean, I can't sell them day old because they're not as fresh and good as they should be.
Mm-hmm.
When we started making espresso drinks, I couldn't stand the taste of the coffee I was buying. It was
Folgers.
old. Not Folgers, but it was.
Sanka.
But so we invested in a little air roaster, and we roast our own coffee with air, so it never touches a barrel. It doesn't get hot. It doesn't burn, and it's quite good.
So is this open?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. it's whole bean. We didn't grind it to bring it, but it's as fresh as you can get it, and it's pretty good.
That's addicting.
I know.
You know. Ugh.
My neighbors are a little bit upset sometimes. We don't have very close neighbors, but a few of them, they either are mad at me for always wanting to come get a donut because they can smell those cooking in the morning, or roasting coffee. Either way, they tell me, it just smells so good over there.
I'm glad you're not my neighbor. Yeah, because my gosh, the donuts were good, right? Yeah, that would. Whew, okay. Well, what's the hope for this store? What would you like to see it doing in 5 years?
Well, like he said, our daughters, I'd like them to be comfortable enough to be able to come back and be able to, I don't know, run the orchard and keep that. Really the apples for the orchard, the apples and the cider were the main thing we started with, but the rest of it has just evolved into a really, really nice little.
She's very community oriented too, so I would say she would like it to be a nice place for the community to come. Sit out on the porch, have a good afternoon. Your grandkids want to come along, play in the playground, just a nice place to relax and get away.
Yeah. And I gotta imagine it makes you happy because you seem like you want to raise cattle. Here you go. You can do, there are so many people that raise cattle and they sell it on a market, which is great, but you lose so much money. Here you have this built-in source. Are you butchering them yourself?
No, we take them to a processor to get them processed and then come back.
Do you have much problem with the red tape on that?
No, I just made sure we called Springfield, got all the rules, crossed all our T's and dotted our I's first, and haven't had any issues.
Mm-hmm. There's going to be people that watch you too and man, think you are living the dream, living a life. What do you want them to know about what's going on behind the scenes that is the tough that not everybody sees?
Oh, wow.
A lot of hours.
Yeah. A lot of hours.
And at this point in our business, a lot of bills.
Mm-hmm.
It's so awesome to be able to work with daughters and grandkids and stuff. So there are pluses, but there's definitely minuses. It balances out, and hopefully, like you said, you want to be the old farmer that goes in, has millions in the bank, but complains about a 5-cent coffee. So
can't wait.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Me too.
On both those, yeah.
You got to be careful the crowd you say this in, but I'm almost looking forward to paying taxes someday. At least wear it as a badge. I've made some money.
You're hitting them again. No assault on my show, unless my wife does it. If people want to find out more about you guys, social media, website, where would they go?
We're on Facebook.
Yeah.
We're on Instagram.
What's it? Belted Cow Orchard?
Mm-hmm. And we're working on a website. We used to have one. We kind of wanted to tweak it, make it more accessible. So we're getting that worked on. But yeah. Okay.
And it's. I'm going to say with the apple cider alone, it's worth the drive.
Well, thank you.
Is it worth the drive for the donuts? Yeah. We got a big thumbs up on the donut. Yeah.
All right.
I love it when I see a couple like you that gets along, works together towards a common goal, and looks outside the box. And you came back to a corn and soybean and cattle farm, and that's what most people would continue to do. The people that we've interviewed that truly succeed and get to that next level are doing exactly what you guys do. They diversify, they look at their hard work as also value added. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, I think the sky's the limit for you guys. And the daughters?
Oh yeah, they're just gonna make it better. Mm-hmm. we have great daughters. They all work hard. They take them over sons any day. They listen, they don't tear up equipment, and they do good work.
Never tear up equipment?
No, they're always cautious. If they have a question, they always say, "Hey, Dad, what do you think about this first?"
No, that is true. Yeah, I've got to say. And how old are they?
30, 24, and 19.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. And grandkids now?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
How many?
We've got 2, 6 and 4, 5. Almost 7 and 5. My goodness.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to ask you too. Do you take credit cards?
We do.
It's because some of these places you love to go to, and then you get there and it's like cash only. It's like crap. I don't know what a PIN number is, anything like that.
Yeah, I think now we needed to, so we do.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I can't wait. I don't know what I would buy first. You just say buy it all.
It's all good.
It's all good.
The meat's all frozen?
It is.
Okay,
It is.
perfect. Yeah, that way you can get back to Bradford. Okay, well, Marci and Sean Meyer from Kirkwood, Belted Cow Orchard. Guys, seriously, there's sometimes you get some people in agriculture and you're like, you know what? You two out there doing what you're doing is making my farm look better because the rising tide raises all ships, and what you guys are doing for agriculture is making, I don't know, it's making ag better. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm attempting to compliment you two.
Well, thank
Yeah,
you.
if you wanted to compliment me, that's fine.
It is kind of scary because you get people come to the farm and they ask questions and you don't know their motive behind all the questions. But
Yeah.
I try and if somebody comes out and they want to see the cows, we'll take them on a ranger ride, see the cows. Just kind of, I'm not hiding anything. We do everything the best way we know how, and it is what it is.
That's a perfect way to do it. Marci and Sean, thank you very much. Everybody else, we'll catch you next week. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to explore more of our local content. You can connect with us on our social media platforms, visit our website, or download and watch the free PBS app. We can't wait to see you next time on A Shot of Ag.